them and open the Q&A. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, want to welcome. You leaving? You leaving? Welcome everybody to Question and Answer. When we answer the question, go to the Bible. If you're watching us on the internet, you have a question, you can place it in the chat box, and we will answer it according to the Word of God, because we are a Bible study class. Opinions have no place. Private interpretation, no place. What I think, what you think, zero. Only thing that matters is written in the pages of the Bible. Judgment begins first in the house of God. Sisters, cover your heads. Anybody in the house got a question? Anybody? Make sure they're doing something in the back. Okay, we got Brother Blue with a question. Here, take that mic, and I'll use the red one.
I don't really have a question more than people that's here. I would love for us to just
Open down, I get
to read about the protection of the flock, because I think that's the biggest thing that we have here in the service, right? Is protecting the flock. I would like for us to get some scripts on whoredom. Also, some scripts, if we can, on brothers and sisters that cause problems inside of the church. I think is necessary. Because what I saw today was very disappointing to me. And I think as a church, we need to protect ourselves from things that potentially could be coming, that are coming. So if we can read about those things, brothers causing contingency inside of the church, also brothers and sisters who bring in whoredoms and things inside of the church to protect the church, things that we need to do.
Okay. As far as problems, one thing about since I've been in this group, it's a very rare where a problem happens in the class. 99% of the time, it has happened outside amongst the brothers or the sisters, and it comes in, and the strife and dissension is still there, and then it escalates on the Sabbath day, and that's basically what happens. And like I said, we can read in Matthew. I mean, there's ways to, the book tells us on ways to deal with situations among servants. And we can read that. Let's go to Matthew chapter. Where is it? I'm looking for it. We got a problem. Take 2 or 3 witnesses. Find that for me. I did this. Yeah, we're gonna find that for me real quick.
Matthew 18. Matthew 18. Yeah.
Okay, let's read that. Found it.
Yeah, Matthew 18.
Let's go to Matthew 18.
Start at verse 15.
Now here's the protocol, but go ahead, read.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
That's the understanding I was under when it was first brought to my attention. There wasn't no details to it. The brother said it was handled, everything was cool. I'm like, all right, cool. Go ahead.
But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
So that step got skipped because apparently it wasn't settled. It was not settled. Step 17 got skipped too. Go ahead.
And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man, the publican.
So it went from verse 15 to Matthew 5. Let's read that. From verse 21. 5 and 21, read it.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. Whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
So this thing got escalated to the point where it was getting physical. But the protocol is here on how to settle it. It's up to the individual to accept what the instructions are and how to deal with it from that point on. But if it wasn't settled, then it got to this point. I mean, we can read all we can on how to do it, but the individuals have to be able to let it go.
Understandable. So inside of that, so when there is things happening inside the church, we read that in here too about brothers that cause contingency amongst the brothers. Can we read that?
Yeah, let's go to Proverbs 6. Because the Lord hates that. Six and 16, read it.
These 6 things does the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift and running a mission. False witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Okay. Now this is what this is. It's a continual thing when it comes to sowing discord. From what my gathering was. What's going on, man? Okay, okay. We'll all right. We'll address that. And he that soweth discord among the brethren. And when it comes to sowing discord among the brethren, this is a constant thing. That's why it says, cast them out, and everything will be smooth and cool. But like I said, this is new to me because they've been coming here. I ain't seen nothing like that. Everybody been cool. But apparently, an incident happened where it got escalated. It ain't like this constant thing going on. When it comes to sowing discord, what does it mean to sow? It means you planting stuff and it's growing and it's growing. And you planting stuff, it's growing and it's growing. If you planting discord, it's not only with this individual, but you're doing it over here and you're doing it over here. This is an isolated incident that escalated to strife today. But it shouldn't be like that.
I would be remiss and I just say this. We had another brother that came through here and was a sheep. Well, was a wolf. Um, Tore up the congregation. I just wouldn't hope that that would happen again. I just want to say that.
But it won't. It ain't going. Well, as far as somebody tearing up the top, we got to keep our eye on that. Sometimes it takes longer for that. Takes a little longer for that stuff to spring up. But as far as the discord and all that, we can definitely curtail that. But we won't know until it pops up. Anybody else got something on that or? Okay, give Sister D Jackie the microphone. Oh yeah, and doing Q&A, man. Make sure y'all got these microphones out here so people can hear it. Cause I watch Q&A when I'm not here, and I can only hear the reader and the teacher. I can't hear the people. Make sure the mics is out there, cause we all like to. We only got two mics. Keep that. What else?
Okay, my question is, say I have an issue or I'm having an issue with a brother or something, and we're arguing outside of church, and he approached me in the parking lot and started fussing at me. What is the proper way of handling a situation like that? He shouldn't be approaching me, right? He should at least go to the teacher or another brother, right? Not saying that this happened. I just want to know. My question is, how do you handle if a woman is out of order? How do the men handle it
A woman that's out of order as far
at,
as,
at the church?
well, if she has a head, then we address him to let him know, hey, you need to speak to your wife.
Right.
If
Not
she,
another brother, right?
right, not another brother. If she's got a head, he comes here, address him to let him know, hey man, your wife, you might be out of order. Go talk to her. If she doesn't have a head, I'd like to send at least one of the elder sisters to go over there and see what's going on. Maybe she can talk to
Okay, and vice versa. We have an issue with Mel, and
her.
if
If
I
there's a
had an
problem,
issue,
if you got a problem with a brother here, you come and get me or Fontaine, get him out of his car with him. No, get him or one of the other teachers that's here.
so the brother should just go directly to the female, and the woman shouldn't go directly to the male, right? They should have a teacher or someone else that's not involved to step in and say something, right?
Right, because
Okay.
if
Because it can
because
escalate.
if there's an argument going on, and apparently there was something interacting between y'all to get an argument, and nothing was settled. So once it comes here, there's got to be order.
Has to be some type
There's
of
got to
order.
be some order.
Right.
You just can't be out there having shouting matches with each other.
Right. So the order is to just pretty much go to the teacher. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Okay. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Anything else? Yes. Comment, question? Anybody? Where'd everybody go, man? We had a full house in the meeting. What happened? Anything in the box? Chitter chatter.
So we got RF. Peace Israel. What is a good way of answering someone that doesn't believe in God because they have money, prosperous, and they say my life is great.
What's a good way to answer? They don't believe. You wasting your time. Go to Titus 3. If somebody don't believe, I ain't gonna waste my time with them, man. Titus 3. And verse 9. Read it. Titus 3 and verse 9. I mean, you could try initially, because how you gonna know what he believes if you don't engage, right? Titus 3 and verse 9. Read it.
But avoid foolish questions and genealogy and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain.
Keep reading.
A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition, reject, knowing that he is such is subverted and sinning, being condemned of himself.
So that's how you handle that. Anybody else got something on it? That's it, man. Let's move on. Hope that answers your question. Who was that?
RF.
RF, radio frequency.
So from Hinga, Israel. Peace, family. I need more understanding on Deuteronomy 23,
We
verse
need more peace. But go ahead. Do the proper
Deuteronomy 23, verse 3.
read.
If Amorite or Moabite can enter into the congregation, then how was Ruth able to be married to Boaz? And also, how does that law apply today?
Okay, let's go to Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruth the Moabite. Because Ruth chapter 1. Because Ruth married Boaz, right? And Boaz had a brother. His name was Broke.
Where my Ruth go?
Ruth is after Judges.
I'm like, here we go.
Ruth 1, what it say?
Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his two sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his two sons Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. Now Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her two sons. And they took them wives of the woman of Moab. The name of the one was
Oprah.
Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. And Malon and Chilion died also, both of them, and the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband.
Okay, so here's huh, for what? She wasn't supposed to pick her up till sundown. Talk to your mom. Okay, so here's Naomi. She had 2 sons. No, Naomi's husband died, and she was left with her 2 sons. And they took the wives of Moab, women of Moab, and then they ended up dying. So she left with 2 daughters-in-law. Verse 8, go ahead. No, where we at? 6, read it.
Then she arose with her daughters in law that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread. Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters in law with her. And they went on the way to return into the land of Judah. Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, go, return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you as ye had dealt with the dead and with me.
Now she's going back home, but she told her daughter-in-law, y'all go back home. Go on to your mama's house. Go ahead.
The Lord grant you that you find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. And she kissed them, and they lifted up their voices and wept. They said unto her, return with thee to thy people. And Naomi said, turn again, my daughters. Why will ye go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb that they may be your husband?
So they told her mama-in-law, we going with you. And she was like, why? I can't have no kids. I'm done. Go ahead.
Turn again, my daughters, go your way. For I am too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have an husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown? Would ye stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her.
So Oprah was like, okay, I'm going home. And she kissed him, and she booked up. But Ruth was like, 15.
And she said, behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back with her people and to her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law.
So she told Ruth, your sister gone. She went back to her people and to her gods too. Gone out of here. Go ahead.
And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go. And where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, thy God, God.
And that's she was able. And this was Ruth was David's grandmama, was she pledged her allegiance to God and Israel. And what was the next part of the question?
How does that apply today?
Does that apply today? First of all, ain't no tabernacle of the congregation. Ain't no temple. And who is the Moabite now? Who is the Ammonite now? They are under the disguise of Islam, whoever they are. But when Jesus come back, what did he say? My house will be a house of prayer for all people. So I hope that answered the question. What else?
Nothing in house. All
Nothing
right, here
else?
we go. All right, now we go back to the book. Jacqueline Candies. This has to do with the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Should I get rid of all the leaven? That would mean a wine, toothpaste, or is it just bread?
Give me that wine. Don't get- This is the feast of unleavened bread. The feast of unleavened bread. Let's read this. We did this. We put this up every feast. This feast of unleavened bread, and also committee news. I'll have this brother read this. If you want a copy of this, I can email it to you. You can send your email at to the number that's ticker on the bottom. Read that. I'm gonna go talk to real quick. Read that.
All right, this is Feast of Unleavened Bread instruction. Many questions arise during this feast pertaining to leaven. Leaven means puffed up. All bread products, example, bread, waffles, donuts, cookies, brownies, croissants, breaded chicken, fish, pancakes, etc., that are leavened should be removed from your home before Passover. You do not have to throw away your baking powder, baking soda, or yeast feast because these products are in dry form and haven't been mixed with water or other liquid and dry ingredients to activate dry mixes, bread mix, cake mix, etc., containing leavening agents do not have to be thrown out because they have not been leavened, puffed up. Matzah is the bread of choice for most people during the feast of unleavened bread. But alternatives to matzah are hot water bread or pita. To be safe, don't use any leavening agents in them that could cause them to rise. If you purchase pita bread, make sure that it is not isn't puffed up. Look at next month issues for recipe. So that's on that. So why you doing
Read the other side too.
the Feast Committee News. As the Feast of Unleavened Bread draws near, Israel, the Church of Jesus, has prepared the following information list to assist you in understanding and removing the leavening out of your home. The list should be used as a guide, it is not inclusive. We strongly urge you that you read the labels of all products used to determine if they contain leavening. We welcome any questions, comments, or concerns. Leavening agents are substances that form bubbles of gas, carbon dioxide, which expands when a batter or dough is heated. Their action makes baked products light and affects grain and texture. Leavening agents include yeast, baking powder, baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate. Only when mixed with a food acid, ice cream, or tartar, like cream and tartar, buttermilk, sour milk, molasses, vinegar, or lemon juice. Note, baking soda alone is not a leavening agent. Bread products containing leaven, bread, cookies, muffins, cupcakes, crackers, flour, flour tortillas, croutons, self-rising flour, cake mixes, onion rings, pancakes, honey buns, breaded batters, pizza crust, and biscuits.
Get the microphone first. Get the
Get
microphone
the microphone.
because we gotta answer her question, and then
So
I'm gonna get your comment. Let me make sure she got the. What was her question again?
Should I get rid of all leaven that would mean in wine and toothpaste, or is it just bread?
It's just bread, toothpaste. You can. I don't see nobody eating toothpaste, but this is unleavened bread. And as far as wine, there's good leavening in it. This is a feast of unleavened bread. So give me that wine. So I hope that answers the question. What's your comment?
so the baking soda, if you have, you throw it away.
It's the feast of unleavened bread, not leavening agents.
Oh, okay. So it's okay to keep that one
You can keep the
as long
baking
as it's
soda.
bread.
You can keep the baking powder.
Mm,
You can even keep yeast.
okay.
All the agents that are separate, that are not
Mixed
mixed,
with anything.
combined with anything. You can even have Aunt Jemima pancake mix in your house. It ain't leavened until you put the water in it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So any dry ingredients you can keep,
All right.
but once it's mixed and cooked, it's got to go.
Okay.
So, because I got a whole bunch of rich crickets, man, a bunch of them.
You have
So
to
I'm
bring it, Brother Brian.
bring them, man. I'm eating
No
one
one
thing.
here
I
will
got
get
a whole
sick.
month.
Like me, I got a bunch of them that I'm gonna sell.
I got a whole month to get rid of that. I eat it slow. But anyway, what else? I hope that answers the question. With who was that?
That was Renee, Jacqueline Candies.
Jacqueline Candy. She sounds familiar, man. She might have been on before or something. But anybody else got any question, comment, or
Somebody commented your sounds going in and out.
the sounds going in and out? Where's Mark? The sound going in and out, they say. Who was that? Is that the deputy? Renee who? Oh, Renee Coleman. What's up? Is it still going in and out? Or do I got to change mics? Turn it on,
He
man.
said,
You got the
both
phone.
Brian's mic are going in and out. That's what Cam said.
Turn it on and see. Turn yours up. See if we going in and out. Can you hear? Wait a minute.
You- Like how quick, how frequent?
Kind of still fake. It sound good on this phone. It's y'all's phone. What does it sound on your phone?
It's about three people that say the same thing. It sounds good on it. He said both you and Reader's mics are going in and out. And somebody else said kind of still phasing. And then they said, yes, it's now both you and Reader.
Mark, what you doing, man? It's the stream.
Yeah, maybe the stream. Maybe not. Maybe it got a bad channel or something they connected to, and they might need to restart it. Who knows?
Okay.
Well, Ron,
We're going to try to fix it. But in the meantime, we're going to move on to the next question. Anybody else in the house? Anybody else?
we go online. King of Israel. I have a question about the mind, body, and soul topic. I understand that reading Leviticus 5, 1 through 4 is what a soul consists of, which is the body. But I have a question about Matthew 10, 28, body and soul. Is what Christ.
Okay. What does that say?
So Matthew 10, 28 says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Okay. All right, let's go to Luke. See what Luke say. Where is it? Luke 14? Oh, that ain't Luke 14. Luke 12. Yeah, Luke 12. And verse 4, read it.
And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him.
So Luke only mentioned the body here, right? But let's see what's going into the lake. Let's go to Revelation 20. Revelation 20. I pick it up at verse 12. What does that say?
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and the death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
So this is the second resurrection. Those that didn't make the first resurrection are coming up 1,000 years later. So these are dead people coming up with a resurrected body being judged. And those that were not found written in the book of life, verse 15, what does it say?
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
So what cast into the lake of fire? A spiritual body. Same thing that when he came out, the spiritual body. But when you cast into the lake of fire, you and your spiritual body are going to be tormented forever, having spiritual worms eating up on you. So this is still a body, but it just happens to be a spiritual body. Now go back to Matthew chapter 10, and let's read what body and soul. Because there's only two types of beings. There's soul and spirit. Soul being man and the beast, spirit being God and the angels. Spirit bodies, soul bodies. Love, peace, and soul. 10 and 28, read it.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
But fear them that did kill the body, that can kill the body, but can't kill the soul. So we're looking like we got two separate things, don't we? You got a body, and then you got a soul. And that would fit right into that man is a Trinity doctrine, right? Body, soul, and spirit. Keep reading, man.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Now that would kill that so-called man Trinity doctrine because they say the soul don't die. But how's the soul gonna be destroyed if it's being destroyed right here? It's real simple. The soul is the spiritual, the body that's being killed, that spiritual body. Look at this right here. Let's look at the soul. Because people that take this and run with it. See, his soul came back. Let me show you. 1 Kings 17. And pick it up. So this is the widow woman's child that died. Elijah brought it back to life. 1 Kings 17. And pick it up at verse 17. Read.
And it came to pass after these things that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick. And his sickness was so sore that there was no breath left in him. And she said unto Elijah, What have thou done? And she said unto Elijah, What have I to do with thee, O thou man of God? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance and to slay my son? And he said unto her, Give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom and carried him up into the loft where he abode and laid him upon his own bed.
I don't think he said it like that. The son's almost dead, man. You could have been a little more passionate towards the woman. But go ahead.
And he cried unto the Lord and said, "Oh Lord my God, thou also brought the widow with whom I sojourned by slaying her son." And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times and cried unto the Lord and said, "O Lord my God, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again." And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived.
So what came back to him, man? His soul really came back. His breath came back. So now if you take this and apply it to Matthew 10, you'll be like, wait a minute, body and breath, body and soul, Ezekiel 28, the soul and senate that's going to die. So it's all the same. Luke gives you a little less, Matthew gives you a little more, but the end result is whatever's getting destroyed is a spiritual body. Spirit body. Body and soul. Spirit body is going into the lake of fire. Physical body is getting destroyed. Physical soul is getting destroyed. Because if you kill the body, you kill the soul too. But when Matthew said, fear not, don't fear the body, can't kill the soul. Fear him that kills body and soul. So what is this soul separate from the body? It ain't separate. It's the same. Other scriptures tell you that. However, Matthew had it written, that's how he wrote it. But you can read other scriptures to corroborate, hey, I know what he's talking about. He ain't talking about man as part body, part soul, and part spirit, as Paul would say. Paul knew what he was talking about when he made that. What?
I'm gonna go when you're done. I'll add to it when you're done.
Well, add to it.
All right. So you gotta remember when you read the Bible, it's translated long after it was written, different languages. Some even a translation partly from a translation. And also remember the Gospels, you read it, every gospel is not saying everything the exact same way. It's kind of like them recalling what they heard. They didn't write down everything immediately every time Jesus said something. So that's why you might have one saying this way, the other one saying that way. Because God knew that in the future, he was going to scatter everybody into his priests, into all the world. And the word was going to be from. So if you go to Isaiah 28, because of different translations, some languages got more words than others. Some languages have words that can't exactly be translated into the language that was the original language. So this is how he said you can learn it. Isaiah chapter 28 will start at 9. It said, "Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he understand them that are weaned from the breast? Precept must be precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here little, there little. For with stammering lips, another tongue, another language, will I speak to this people." So he had to put it together, wait, precept upon precept, precept line upon line, here little, there little. All of us are scattered in different languages to understand what this book says to teach us these latter days. So precept upon precept is how you know the soul is the body is the soul. It's a soul inside the body. So you got to remember those when you're reading the book. Every person recalled everything that was said in different translations. But precept upon precept, you can understand.
It's like a picture. You're watching a picture. Both of us are watching a picture, or if there's some incident, my focus.
Yeah, speaking to the mic so people all hear you.
It's just like watching a picture together. Your focus is different the angle that I'm focusing is different. So when we kind of, it's a puzzle that would fit together if you say your version or your the way you see things. That's why there's different books, but they kind of say the same thing, but in a different way of the way they tell the story. Right? That's what you're saying. So, for example, here in Isaiah, like it's different, like the way he kind of say it, but it's still the same thing as what the other books say. It's just the way they say
Yeah, just kind of like how it's called.
it.
And
And
remember,
it's what
the
we
law
call
and the prophets were written Hebrew out of the New Testament, making all that. So different way of speaking, different words. So they all still saying the same thing. You really read and understand. They saying the same thing. So, but anybody else? Anything?
Sound is stupid.
Like I said, I don't know if Ron here. You might need to
Man,
restart.
I should started.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he gonna restart it real quick.
We're gonna try to fix it. But anybody else?
Got more online.
What's online?
Okay, online we got from Jacqueline.
Jacqueline Kennedy again?
Yeah.
Go
Can
ahead.
you tell me the difference between demons and evil spirits, or are they the same? Thank you.
They're the same. Next question.
Okay. Oh, they still talking about the thing. Yes. Okay. Okay. Um,
Us, who?
I
It's
ain't
been a
heard
while.
in a while. I don't remember who that was.
He was here with
All right. This question is peace, everyone. Will the
Chris.
battle between the EU and the Medes, 200-man army, take place in Megiddo? Also, after the battle, will Jesus bring all of them to the valley of Jehoshaphat?
It's all the same place. They call it Megiddo, Valley of Jehoshaphat, in the Hebrew Armageddon. It's all the same general. Let's go. Let's go read. Let's go to Zechariah 14. It's all in the same area. It's just different names. Megiddo, Jehoshaphat, Armageddon. They call it the Battle of Armageddon. Armageddon is just the place. What I say? Zechariah 14?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Zechariah 14. And pick it up at verse 1. Read it.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. The residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle.
Okay, go to Joel 3. So he's bringing all those nations that fought against Jerusalem. Where is he bringing? Joel 3 and verse 1. Joel 3 and verse 1. Read.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Okay, so that's the valley of Jehoshaphat. And what was the other thing you do?
Yeah.
Let's go find it. It's all the same place. It's just reference to different names. So, how you spell Megiddo?
M-I-G-G.
Megiddo.
Yeah, I think the Bible was Megiddo. Yeah. Megiddu is what he got. Let's see.
Because they reference it 11 times in the book. Let's go see. How you spell it?
M-E,
M-E-G.
yeah, I-D-O.
I-D-O. Is that like bingo? What? Okay.
One in Zechariah 12.
Let's go to Zechariah 12 and read that. Pick it up. What is it?
Probably we can start with and then skip down. Or we can read all the way through. We got time. But it might start at number 9, possibly.
Let's see.
But let's read it all. It's a short chapter.
Okay, read that, man. Zechariah,
Starting at verse.
starting at verse. Go ahead, man.
The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people round about. They shall be siege, both against Judah and against Jerusalem. And in that day I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden with it shall be cut in pieces. Though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it, in that day, said the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness. And I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse and the people with every horse of the people with blindness. And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, and the Lord of hosts their God. In that day will I make the governors of Judah like an earth of fire among the wood, like a torch of fire in the sea. And they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. The Lord also shall save the tenants of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one that mourn for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. In that day there shall be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as the mourning of Hagdash Rimmon in the valley of Megiddon. And the land shall mourn, every family apart, the family of the house of David apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Nathan apart, and their wives apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Megadon is the same as Armageddon. Go to Second Kings. chapter 23. And this is when Josiah got killed. Let's see where he got killed. Or where he got killed. 2 Kings 20 and verse 29. What does that say? 2 Kings 23 and verse 29. What is that?
In his days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up against the king of Assyria to the river Euphrates. And King Josiah went against him, and he slew him at Megiddo when he had seen him.
Oh, okay, so Josiah killed and Megiddo. So it's all the same general area. Just something different names. Jehoshaphat, Megiddo, Armageddon. Who was that?
That was Cola's clutch.
Okay, Cole's clutch. I hope that answers the question. What else? Anybody? Anybody? No question.
All right.
Okay.
Online, we got be alert.
Be alert.
My question about Revelation 22, verse 15, was removed about dogs. I'm trying to find other scriptures referring to such people as dogs.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
When she wrote that Revelation 22:15 was removed about dogs. I'm trying to find other scriptures referring to such people as dogs. Maybe she didn't mean to put remove, but maybe it said refer. You know, how the typing correction is. So Revelation 22:15 was referring about dogs. I'm trying to find scriptures referring to such people as dogs.
Okay, it's several. Let's go to Deuteronomy. I think it's 20. You got false preachers, and I think it's Isaiah. They call them false prophets, false preachers, greedy dog. The Jesus referred to the lady who wanted to eat the crumbs off the master's table. I mean, Jesus said to her, she wanted to be healed, and he said, "It's not to give the bread to the dogs," referring to her because she was of another nation.
I think it's Deuteronomy 23. Let's see.
But we know other nations will be in the kingdom if they follow the true and living God's commandments. So it couldn't be referred to other nations as being a dog. What was that?
With my phone.
And when, of course, false preachers are greedy dogs, we can read that. But these are also dogs.
Deuteronomy 20.
23.
Let's start at 17.
We'll start at 7. Deuteronomy 23:17. Read it.
There should be no whore of the daughters of Israel, or a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
So no whore of the daughters of Israel, or sodomite sons of Israel.
Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore,
So the whore being the daughter,
or
go
the
ahead,
or the price of a dog to the house of the Lord thy God.
and the dog being sodomite, homosexual man, sodomite, a dog. And what's on the top of the list that's outside the kingdom? The dog. With his rainbow shirt on, burning up worms on him. Let's go to Isaiah 65. Is it 55 or 65?
56.
56. How did I get 65?
It's probably in more than one place.
I must be at least 50.
Started T.
Started 56 verse 9. Read it.
All you beasts of the field, come to devour. Yea, all you beasts of the forest. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs.
Come dog.
They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look at their own way, everyone in his gain from his quarter.
Okay, now let's go to Revelation 22. So these are false prophets, right? The book called them dumb dogs and greedy dogs because they teaching you lies. And they were put into the last people that we gonna read. Revelation 22 and verse 15. What does that say?
For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth maketh a lie.
Whosoever loveth and maketh lie. Because on the outside are dogs. So false preachers gonna be in a lake of fire because they call dogs, and sodomites gonna be in the lake of fire because they call dogs. D-Jack, Vanna. What else? Anybody else got a question? So
All right, another online.
another one online. What's the other?
Inga Israel. It's clear and understood that Jesus was conceived in Mary by the Holy Ghost. I'm trying to wrap my head around Luke 3:23, Acts 13:22, and Romans 3:3. So
Okay.
Luke 3:23.
So we're gonna help you wrap your head.
Start there.
Luke 20. We saw that was in the hall. Luke 3 and 23.
And Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as it was supposed the son of Joseph, which
Being was supposed, right? To be the son of Joseph. So now, suppose, right? But he wasn't the son of Joseph. But they did this to trace Joseph's lineage to let you know even Joseph's lineage came from Judah. What's the next verse?
Acts 13, verse 22.
Acts 13 and verse 22. Read that. What is it?
So, probably context, we'll go to start it. That's right, 13:22. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill my will. Now, if you go to verse 23, it's of this man's seed has God, according to the promise, raised up unto Israel a Savior, Jesus.
Okay.
So trying to say Joseph's seed. Then we got Romans 3 and 3.
Romans 3. So Jesus, he had the example, right? He didn't come through, he wasn't raised in a single parent. So because Joseph put Mary up because he had her and she popped up pregnant. But the angel intervened and told him, fear not to take Mary, wife, she is with child of the Holy Ghost, so already that child as if it was yours. You know, stepdaddy Joseph, in other words.
Yes, I understand. You know, it's kind of like when you would have children for another man to say, this is my seed. What did
Children.
that happen with Jacob? And he took Joseph's son. He said, these are one of my kids. What do you want to be? So even if it wasn't their biological father, sometimes it's like, hey, this still gonna be mine. Like if a brother married a woman and that they died, the husband died with the seed, say, have your son, the next one in line, his brother, marry brings up a child under his, as for him, for his seed to go on, the brother that died. So it's not like that brother that died really had the seed, but it still counted like his seed. So it still kind of like that with Joseph. It wasn't really his seed, but he took him, like you said, a stepfather in the place of the dad. That's still like Joseph's son.
And that's how everybody else saw it too. They didn't.
So Romans 3:3 says, "For what if son did not believe? Shall that unbelief make the faith of God without effect?"
I don't have a clue what that's talking about pertaining to your question.
I
But
think,
go to Matthew. I mean,
I think they're trying to say, what if they don't believe he was born out of David? Of Joseph. But
Matthew 13. If they don't believe it, hey, they got a problem. That's the problem. Because the books say what the books say. Matthew 13. And he raised Jesus as his Lord. Look, Joseph was a union carpenter, man. And he taught Jesus to be a carpenter. Made good money. Union carpenters make good money. Read Matthew 13 and verse, wait a minute.
it looked like he might have put a correction. So it's supposed to be Romans 1 and 3, not Romans
53.
3.
We'll get to that wrong. Start at 53 and do that.
At the 13, verse 53.
Matthew 13 and verse 53. What does that say?
And it came to pass when Jesus had finished these parables, he departed thence. And he was coming to his own country. He taught them in their synagogue so much that they were astonished and said, "Whence has this man this wisdom and these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son?"
It's not just the carpenter's son. So everybody, hey, that's Joseph's son. But Joseph knew because the angel told. Mary knew because the angel told her. So the angel told Joseph, hey, take it to your wife. Don't worry about that child. So the Holy Ghost raised him as young. Now, what was it said with Romans 1?
Romans 1 and 3.
Romans 1 and 3. What does that say?
Concerning his son, Jesus Christ the Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh.
Made of the seed of David. David was from the tribe of Judah. Mary was from the tribe of Judah. Joseph, supposed to be his father, he was from the tribe of Judah. So the seed of David.
So according to the flesh, it was
according
Joseph. According to God, is the Father. The Son of God, the Father, and the Son of Joseph in the flesh. Not literally from Joseph's flesh. That's all it's saying. According to the flesh, Joseph is his father.
So I hope that wrapped your head around it.
That's it.
Anything else? It's boy, man. I picked it wrong to stop drinking. Anybody else got a question? Question, comment, or anything? You know what you got right on time? You got both hands up. You got two questions. Oh, anybody? Well, we got time. Let's go read some law. We're gonna read a little. Number 6. Oh man, what was that? I got some alligators up here. 61, man. Read it.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
What do you
Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when either a man or woman shall separate themselves to a vow, but to vow a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grape, nor eat moist grape or dry.
So the Nazarite vow can be taken by a man or woman. But remember, however long this vow that you take, you can't drink no wine, you can't drink no whiskey, you can't put no Italian dress in your salad because it's got you can't eat vinegar, strong drink, you can't eat no grapes, no raisins, moist grapes, or dry grapes. Ain't that something?
So what's considered Nazareth vow?
You reading it right?
No, I said from.
Read it again. Start verse. This is what they do. Go ahead.
Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when either a man or woman shall separate themselves to a vow of a right, to separate themselves unto the Lord,
They're making that vow to separate themselves to the Lord, and this is the criteria of the vow. Verse 3.
he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree from the kernels, even to the husk. All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head, the days fulfilled in the which he separated himself unto the Lord.
Can't he or she can't even cut their hair. It wouldn't be too hard for them because you know they don't cut their hair anyway.
So
You guys taking the mic so we can hear you and they can hear you online.
so they set aside, they choose how much time they want to give.
Yeah, they set your own time on it. I mean, it's got to be, substantial amount. You can't just, I'm going to do a Nazarite vow for one day.
Like 5 years, or 10 years.
Yeah. What else?
It says, no razor shall come upon his head until the days be fulfilled in the which he separated himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body.
That's, you can't even defile yourself with a dead body. I don't care who it is. Verse 7, what does it say?
He shall not make himself unclean for his father,
For daddy,
or for his mother,
mama,
or for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of God is upon his head.
So you can't even attend a close family member's funeral if you're under the Nazarite vow.
all the days of his separation, he is holy unto the Lord. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he has defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the seventh day shall he shave it.
So just if something happens by chance, that you are defiled by a dead body, I mean, who knows what could take? Then is you you shave the head of the day of his cleansing. On the seventh day you shall shave it. Go ahead.
And on the eighth day he shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons to the priest to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he had sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled.
So you lost out on all of that because you got defiled by a dead body. It just happened by chance. So you got to shave your head, bring 2 turtle doves, bring a lamb, and all that time is lost. If you vowed 5 years and in the 3rd year something happened, shave your head, couple of pigeons, a lamb, and the 2 years is just lost. It's like trying to fast for 3 days. You're in day 2, you forgot. You just had a sip of water or something, you forgot. Oh, man, I was fasting. Ain't no sense in starting, go, get some more. Go get some chicken. You didn't blew it. Go ahead.
Now, so was there a certain time frame that they had to do this? They made the vow? Like, you
Yeah,
got-
I've been trying to find that, but I don't see. I haven't been able with this. I know Sabbath, Angel told Sabbath's mama he gonna be a Nazarene from the womb. So he was pretty much telling her, you got to get together in this message right now and teach it to him, and so on. But as far as somebody making it in their adulthood on their own, I haven't seen where it's a particular time period or specific time that you got to do it. But I mean, if you're gonna do this, it's gotta be. You're gonna be for like 6 months. You're gonna do this for some years. But you ain't gotta worry about me taking that time.